welcome if you're new, welcome back if you've seen me before. So today I've got a little story time because I actually had my last day of work at IGA until breaks and stuff when I come back from college this past Saturday, which you know. But yeah, so I recently had my last day, which means I put my 2 weeks in, 2 weeks ago. And if someone who's watching doesn't know what an IGA is, it's basically a gas station, but with like groceries and stuff. So like, we have like food, obviously, but like, you know, it's like a mini Target or like a mini Kroger or something, just with gas. And we have a Witch inside, which is kind of like Subway if you've been living under a rock and you don't know what that is. Witch is honestly the best place to get sandwiches, like, ever. So that's what IGA is. And I have decided that this week I will tell you all a story about my last few days, because they're very dramatic. So last Saturday, July 27th or whatever, something like that, was my last official day of IGA until my Thanksgiving break and winter break and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, and what happened was wild. So Thursday, exactly a week ago from when this video was live, I was working with my favorite boss, well, one of my favorites. And you know, the reason why he's one of my favorites is because we can play around, we can have fun, and then when like customers aren't like in the front area where like the registers are, or there's nothing to do, we've already kind of finished everything we need to do, he'll let us just kind of like goof around and have fun and basically have a good time. And Thursday was different. I came in and he was like joking around with me like he usually does, and so I was joking back with it. After a couple minutes he was like, okay, here's the deal. My boss, so the store manager, had told him to come in early so that they could, like, two of his bosses could like talk to him, because basically they've been watching some of the things he's been doing and they've been on his back all the time for this and that, and basically he doesn't like it there, which I understand honestly, but yeah, so basically they've been telling him like, okay, today try to keep it down with like playing around, try to get them to focus, try to get them to do more work, limit phone time even more, basically don't be like BSing everything, just get things done, and if there's truly nothing, then fine. But yeah, so he was trying to tell me this, and on my part, I just was misunderstanding the whole thing, like, because he wasn't really being like, his tone of voice wasn't being like super serious or anything like that, and so I was just kind of like joking back, and I was like, nah man, whatever, like, and then he started going on about how like, listen, if you're on your phone or eating behind the registers instead of on your break, and you're doing all this stuff that I'm literally telling you not to do, I'm going to write a note for the store manager, and I'm going to take your register out of the till, or whatever it's called, and you're going to go home early. And I was like, okay. Not thinking he was like serious, still thinking we were playing, not realizing, and then he takes my register out, and he's like fed up with me at this point. He's like, okay, I clocked you out, you can go home. And I was like, oh my god. So I like burst into tears. I ran to the back, went way in the back where like I figured nobody could see me. And this was after like 2 hours of back and forth and back and forth. So you know, it got pretty intense. I still had like 3 hours left. Like I did not want to leave early. Like I wanted to help him close the store because I was there to like close and everything. And I just felt so bad. So I went in the back and I was like crying. I was calling my dad, and he basically was telling me like, listen, go back up there, tell him what happened, and well, your understanding of what happened, and explain why you did what you did, and get your work done and stop screwing around. So that's what I did. I went up there and we had like a 20-minute conversation, and we were like going back and forth, trying to explain how we were feeling and like all this kind of stuff. And then he was like, you can stay if you really are going to work and do what you're supposed to be doing, and I'm still going to leave a note, and I'm going to call him later and tell him everything. So I almost got fired that day because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing, and I was making a big mess of things. So then the next day, Friday, the next day was Friday, and I'd gone up with some of my cousins who were in town, and we were going to get Wish Wish for lunch. So I saw the store manager, and I was like, I'm not sure if I should go talk to them or if I should wait for them to talk to me. And basically I didn't go up there because I wasn't sure, because I feel like if he was ready to address the situation, he would have like called me or on the phone or like called me over. And so yeah. So I didn't talk to him. I just waited for my for my family's Witches, and then I left. And then that night I was at my friend's house, and then in the morning, Saturday, my last official day of work, I was working from 4:30 to 9:30 that day. At like 11:30 in the morning, I had like just woken up, and I wasn't like fully like there, so I didn't want to answer, so I let it go to voicemail. And basically the store manager says, hey, so you're working from 4:30 to 9:30. You don't have to come in, it's totally fine. So basically I got fired, and I was like, okay, what the heck? So I went home at noon, and I showered, I got ready, I put on like some decent clothes so I didn't look like a hobo basically. And I was like freaking out. I was like I was talking to my mom, I was talking to my dad, I was like, what is going on? Like, what do I do? Do I call him? Do I go in? And eventually they're like, just go in. Like, it's probably for the best that you go in and talk to him in person. So basically I was like, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't answer your call right away. I got your message. Do you have a few minutes to talk about it? He said yes. So we went up to the office. So I said, so what's the deal? Is the reason why you don't want me to come in today because of what happened with my boss on Thursday night? And he said yes. And he basically was telling me what my boss was telling him, and how that affected him, and how he felt, how it affected like everyone else around me and the company and the store manager and like all this stuff. And so I was just trying to like listen and like, you know, try to wrap my head around what was going on. And then I basically was saying like, listen, I thought we were just joking around, because usually we have all this fun all the time and we play games with each other, and I wasn't taking into account that he was actually trying to be serious and trying to get me to do my job correctly and better than I usually do. Because usually I'm just there like on my phone or making bracelets, and it's not a good image for me, for future employers who call the store manager and are like, hey, so what's this girl like? And he's like, oh, well, all she does is sit on her phone and make bracelets. Or for my boss, who, you know, is there and trying to create a good image for the company, and then us having an argument in front of customers, like that's just not cool. And then also for my store manager and the company, because my store manager hears this and is like, well, we can't have her here, she's gonna act like this. And then for the company, because, you know, I'm not there to have a good time, I'm there to like make money and basically make the company better and make more people want to come in. If they see me like on my phone or making bracelets or whatever, like they're just gonna like, oh, well, these kids just screw around, like nothing really gets done around here that can like, you know, turn people away or whatever. So, you know, it's just kind of like I wasn't really taking into account like all these other things. So yeah, so I was telling him about how I felt, and like how my perception of what happened, and how there's misunderstanding on my part. Yeah, so after we talked about it, he said, if you want to, you can come in, but the thing is, you know, like, I don't want you going around and like texting or making bracelets. I don't want to see a single bracelet out or a single, I don't want to see you take out your phone at all. Unless it's important, unless like your parents text you or anything. No phone, no bracelets. I want you to work. I don't want your boss to have to be like, to have to tell you to do stuff. I just want you to go and do it. So that's what I did. I came in 3 hours later at 4:30 and I got my register, and then I immediately went to clean up. Like I cleaned up the drink bar where like the coffee and the slushies and the sodas are, and the ice cream machine. I cleaned all that up like really well, in my opinion. Like it looked better than how I normally do it. And then I fronted the shelves, which basically means like pulling everything forward to make sure there are like no holes. And I basically did everything that I could. I tried to make it so that way they knew I was like trying to be professional and show that I really was sorry. But yeah, so I'm officially done with work, and I was not fired at all, thank goodness. I mean, I almost was, but they decided to let me come back for like a shift, which they didn't have to do, but they did. So that all worked out, thankfully, and now, okay, hopefully for like future jobs and like I work on campus and stuff, when they call the store manager, he's not like, well, she kind of sucks, but her character is really good or whatever. Because like the store manager is like, listen, your character says a lot about you to have you come in here and talk to me personally, person to person, not over the phone. But yeah, so yeah. So I'm just hoping that like when I try to get like a job on campus or like off campus at college, like they're not gonna get that call where like she sucks but she's nice. Like that would suck. And I need money. Like I'm running so low on money right now, like it's insane. But yeah, I was hoping that would have been a longer story, but I was trying to wrap it up kind of fast because like my videos are always so long. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do a more in-depth version later, like way after I've quit, like years later, because like if anyone from there like sees this and then they like show my bosses and stuff, like it's gonna be even worse because like I don't know. I'm hoping it's not worse because like I'm not doing this to kind of like make drama or anything. I just thought it was kind of like a story to tell of me being stupid and almost getting fired for being stupid. So yeah. So I've quit IGA, and in the next couple weeks I'm going to have some great videos coming up. I've got Shawn Mendes concert, which is going to be posted next Thursday. I've got New York, which is going to be posted 2 Thursdays from now. I've got another conspiracy video with my friend Margaret. Go check out the other video. It was the most recent video besides this one. That one's going to be on JFK and his assassination. Then I've got some college videos, maybe a what's in my backpack / college dorm room haul. I'm going to do a dorm tour, maybe a college tour, first week of college. I don't know, man. If anybody wants to let me know if I should combine any of those college ones or have any other video ideas, because I might be going up to 2 times a week because I literally do nothing, so why not post 2 times a week, right? So, yeah. So leave any suggestions or comments down below. Like, subscribe because that'd be cool if you did, and I can make money if you subscribe, and I need money since I quit and I almost got fired twice. So yeah, if you want to hear some more crazy stories, that's another reason to subscribe. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have. So, bye!